cuisine. Check that out when you're in town to support Oklahoma State University Athletics. Also visit Stillwater.org, shop in Stillwater and its partners, including Dupree Sports, Charlie's Discount Drug, DNC Business Products, Hall of Fame Book Trader, Merrifield Office Supply, and the Wood Nickel. Roger, the Senior Day festivities went on. And had some guys who kind of touched on Nolan Boyd a little bit. We were talking about his matchup today. And Anthony Colica never redshirt. He wrestled 3 different weights for the Cowboys. Over 100 wins for him. And Kyle Crutchmer, another guy that, again, came in as a football player and hoped that he would evolve. He's emerged into an All-American wrestler. And so, again, of course, you got the guys in the room that has been working out in Landry Chapels of the world who make this program go around as they go show up every day for practice and wrestle all these great wrestlers. But this is a very special senior class, including Austin Schaefer, who's currently on the bench.
Yeah, it's one of those things where there's a mix of a little bit of everything. You got guys that have been pretty much 4-year starters. You got guys that unless you follow the program, unless you know wrestling around, you don't recognize some of these names. Lemon, Landry Chapel, I guess, from down the road. Well, Davey Dolan, a guy that, hey, next man up. If somebody gets hurt, you're in that room, you're waiting, you're battling every day of the week. You never hear anything bad about them. They're going to class, they're making their grades, they're waiting for their turn. And all of a sudden, boom, 3.5, 4 years later, maybe they get that turn. So Davey Dolan, again, is a perfect example of that guy. Got to get the jump in there. Nolan Boyd, what a story. We saw him, boy, raw. Wow, they go, wow, this kid's like he's in junior high or something as a college freshman. Let it fly, went crazy, but he's kind of toned it down. He's gotten big. He's gotten in the weight room. He works hard. You know Coach Smith loves him. He's not the prettiest guy out there, but a crowd favorite. And again, up and down the list, going on. And, you know, Austin's here. Boy, you hope he can find a way back. I mean, this is another guy that took a year off, tried to go to the military thing, comes back, 97 pounds, can't make the team, starts the year, gets hurt, off the team, back on the team now. So this year comes in, like, well, we got a hole in the lineup. Heavyweight, we don't have anybody. All of a sudden, Austin Schaefer turns out, knocks off Krells in that early duel, and all of a sudden, this guy's this guy could be in the finals. You know, he's having an awesome year, and then he is hurt. I mean, you hope the ghosts of Gallagher Iba, the karma gods, or somebody says, hey, let's get that toe mended so this guy can finish his career in St. Louis.
Yes, you do. And again, the seniors honored before our duel today, as the Sooners are in town to take on the Cowboys. As Roger alluded to also, the Sooners trailing 18-3 to Wyoming on Friday afternoon, won the last 4 matches, and then had to win the 97 match by a major and the heavyweight match by fall in order to pull out a victory 19-18. So, again, that gave them, no doubt, a little momentum to bring up by 35 to Stillwater here to take on the Cowboys, but the folks make no doubt about it. But again, a good crowd on hand here today now, as it was a little sparse during the senior day activities, but this place is filled up pretty good. The upper deck is walled off with a big black curtain, but the lower bowl is, again, pretty much full up here as we get ready to go. Good crowd, good atmosphere, and let's have a little Bedlam wrestling.
And you look at OU's record, I mean, yeah, they've lost 5 times. They lost to Michigan, they lost to Oklahoma State, of course, lost to Cornell by 2, lost by 1 on a pin the last match up at a wild South Dakota State match. And again, they've been better. They lost 3 of their first 4, but they've competed and delivered. So these aren't his guys. None of these are his recruits. He got a couple of JUCOs to come in, but he's developed these guys as what he's had. And he mentioned that at the beginning of the year. It's like, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to do the roster we have, and these guys have responded somewhat, and they've been competitive, and expect a better performance than we saw from them in December. But the Cowboys still, they're trying to win a national championship. They're waiting for Penn State in here, so they need to come out here with some fire today and get some momentum going into next Sunday. Because hopefully the crowd will be even larger than this, because this is an awesome crowd. I mean, this is an awesome crowd today.
Hopefully they're going to open the curtains up next week. That would be wonderful to get double-digit, like 10,000 in here or so. Anyway, we're about ready to wrestle. Your referee today and a Hall of Famer, as far as he'll be inducted this summer into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. Mr. Mike Haggerty will be the official voted, that was voted in this year. He is our referee today. Mike Haggerty, we are beginning at 125 pounds. And again, it is going to be Nick Piccinini, as expected for the Cowboys. Eli Hill did weigh in, but Nick's getting the call today. 11th ranked Cowboy, redshirt freshman out of East Setauket, New York, 17-6 on the year. The opponent, Christian Moody, redshirt freshman, 14-8 on the season.
And obviously Rosselli, a former Olympian, lower weights. He goes through Edinburgh, and he's always had those lower weights. Boy, Nathan Tomasello, now the top-ranked 33-pounder in the country. Of course, originally under Rosselli, who was at Ohio State under Tom Ryan. Of course, Jay Jaggers, national champion, the Steber brothers. They were obviously pretty good to begin with, but he's a young coach that works very well with the lightweights.
And we're underway. Cowboys in the traditional orange singlets today. Trimmed in black and white. Sooners in their crimson. Maroon singlets with the Sooners across the left thigh. The OU emblem on the back. There's a bear hug by Piccinini. Trying to pick the man up. Does. They hit the mat. As they do, Moody able to turn it into a bit of a... able to kick him out up from underneath like he was going to roll all the way through it. But Piccinini stayed tough, stayed in control. Got the takedown, leads it 2-0.
Yeah, good physical finish there. It was a la Chandler Rogers, that low reverse neck wrench to hit the mat. And again, Nick a little bit too physical in the position there against the fresh. Of course, Nick also a redshirt freshman, but just a little bit tougher, a little bit more strength right there in that position. Again, Moody's one of those guys that will certainly go for it.
Well, again, as they went off the mat, he hit that little move. Again, it was bear hug, but trying to work it into an advantage for himself, kicking that leg in underneath there and trying to flip that man over the top and roll through it. But Piccinini stayed in control, leads 2-0. Moody turns into him as they get to the edge of the mat. Piccinini sticks his shoulder in the waist, drives him off the edge, and leads it 2-0, 1:59 to go, first period.
Yeah, you see that too. Every time he turns back in, he's going to reach around that head, and he's going to try those elevators and those neck wrenches, and he likes to hook up a cradle from time to time. He's not a guy that, again, doesn't let it fly, which is good. Only a redshirt freshman, and he may be a factor down the road for the Sooners. Gotten better as the years gone along.
Get out of Collinsville. That's an outstanding high school wrestling program. Little set out there by Christian Moody. And then just wrapping him around the waist, around the chest, trying to keep him under control. Piccinini gets to his feet now. Nick locks him around the waist, drops him down on the mat. Up to a minute riding time for Nick Piccinini of Oklahoma State. They get to the edge of the mat once again. Moody to his feet. Piccinini keeps him under control. Back off on that crowd, Mike, just a little. And off the edge of the mat, we'll head back to the center of the mat. Thought something was missing.
Yeah, I would say it didn't sound like Bedlam.
Right.
This building's had some life this year.
Using the radio gear that Mr. Dave Hunsaker and company used for the wrestling this weekend, and that's the improved sound quality you're hearing. As there's a setup by Moody. But Piccinini again, boy, he's been strong from the top. Little spiral ride going on at the moment. Moody right back to his feet. 40 seconds remaining first period. Nick ties up that left leg, knocks it out from underneath, puts him back on the mat. Right back with that spiral ride, tying up that left wrist, the right arm, run back through the crotch. Pressure right up on the back of those shoulders, keeping that man again on the mat. Over 2 minutes of riding time.
Yeah, not a real aggressive, usually he's got a wrist locked up or he's working for those turns, but hadn't been a passive ride, but he's in no position to really work any kind of a turn. But like you said, Rex, it's a good, tough, physical ride from the top. And he's going to ride this period out and have 2:25 of riding time plus.
Oh, did Moody get away? Yeah, he did, they said, just before the buzzer. Wow. Right at the edge of the mat and able to get the escape just before the buzzer into the first period.
And then Moody takes down again, so you get your escape here, and all of a sudden you're tied, although Nick's got that almost 2.5 of riding time. Big points there.
And a false start and caution to Nick Piccinini of the Cowboys.
It's kind of like missing a slam dunk, I think. Giving up an escape with 1 second left, maybe. Breakaway dunk.
Pitching and he defeated Moody 12-2 in Norman that earlier meeting. And he's trying to wrap again. He does trap that wrist, rolls him over for a moment, but not enough to get any back points out of it. Boy, Nick really puts a figure four tied around that left leg. Now going to work up top. Grabs the far side wrist. Headed toward 3 minutes of riding time, but he obviously wants to try to turn this man. And Moody at the moment not cooperating. Head on the mat, knees on the mat. Pitching inning.
Time for a warning underneath, I do believe.
Kind of sets out. Nick able to pull him right back down on the mat, trying to slap a half in on the right side on the way back down. Not able to do so. Still in control. Moody to his feet, now sets out, turns in, gets the escape. And we're tied at 2-2, over 3 minutes of riding time, though, for Nick pitching inning. But again, it's 2-2 on the scoreboard.
Again, already 12-2 in your last meeting, so obviously you see the improvement here from Moody. Physically hanging in there so far, anyway. Hasn't gone to his back, which easier said than done against pitching inning.
Reaches in, does Moody, trying to grab a leg, didn't get it. Nick reaches in, he doesn't get a leg. Both on their knees on the mat. Moody, a little front headlock there, but doesn't try to do anything with it. We have 20 seconds remaining here on the second period. Nick hits a high crotch. Again, not able to get enough penetration to pick the leg up. Moody again with a little front headlock hanging on. 10 seconds. 2-on-1 arm tie, but Nick again reaches for that leg, can't get it. The time runs out in period number 2.
There you go. You feel like Nick's in control. 3:26 riding time. He's got the one takedown. We look up and it's 2-2 in the third period. That's scoring of wrestling, but again, Moody not going to his back's made a big difference here so far.
So Nick pitching in, a chance to regain the lead on the scoreboard as he's in the down position. Final 2 minutes on the whistle. Pops to his feet. Moody tried to drop down, get a leg, didn't get it. Right back up and out with the escape. Pitching in, he leads it 3-2. Riding time holding at 3:19. So you can put that on the scoreboard for all practical purposes. It is 4-2. Long range shot, didn't get there. Moody. Pitching in, the underhook under that left shoulder is right in the center of the big orange mat. Here in Gallagher-Abbott. Throws him to the mat. Now we've got a scramble going on. Moody kicks his hips over the top. In underneath, hanging on to a leg, is pitching in. He trying to slip out the back door. Has both legs and a takedown.
Well, Moody had an opening right there. Nearly tried to hip into him and take him to his back, but Nick just out-scrambled there and got physical in the position. Little Dean Heil-like there and works for a big takedown. Boy, that was a moment there where Moody in position to do something big there, but pitched in a good counter.
Well, I don't know how Nick stayed up, really. He looked like he was completely, top heavy. Like if he just hips him, he's going to the mat. Nick's got the wrist tied up, flips him over, getting a back count out of it. So 5-2, and he's going to add 4 more to that total. Yeah, John Smith says hold him there.
That 3+ minutes of riding time is kind of wore Moody down underneath and got a little careless there. Nick got the wrist, and classic Nick pitching in right there, and is going to just run away in the end here.
Yeah, trap the wrist, grab that elbow, 4-point near fall. 9-2. 20 seconds to go. So a major. Oh, there's another escape. 14 seconds to go. So Nick needs another takedown to tries to hit something. It didn't happen. It backfired. He gives up 2. So he was trying to hit it to get that major for his team. But as he hit that last maneuver, it'll be a takedown for Moody, and that makes it 9-5.
Yeah, you already see the improvement right there again. It never really seemed like he was out of control there, but a tight match in the third period, a good couple of scrambles, and Nick wins a good man out. We got some pushing and shoving, and here we go. I guess it's officially bedlam now.
4:19 riding time, and Nick pitching, and he's going to win it by the score of 10-5. And the Cowboys lead the duel over the Sooners 3-0. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Carla Knight is on a crusade to stamp out bad breath. And as a pharmacist at Tiger Drug, she has recruited many to join her in her cause. If you would like to talk to her about it, stop in and bring a Tic Tac to Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut. A trip to Tiger Drug is like a trip to the Midway. Let Craig Stone guess your weight. Carla Knight wrestle a real alligator handbag. Or marvel at Neil Conkey, the world's tallest midget. Ring the bell and win a prize at 9th and Walnut.
Cimarron Casino has knockout promotions this February. Earn entries starting February 1st for your chance to win in our knockout giveaway. Every 10 points equals an entry into our drawings each Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. You could have a chance to step up to the big board and punch your way to cash and free play prizes. Visit CimarronCasino.com for details. Cimarron Casino in Perkins. It's a whole new game. Owned and operated by the Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma.
Welcome back to the Bedlam Series presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma. Rex Holt and Roger Moore with you. Moving on here in our Bedlam Series matchup to 133 pounds after Nick Piccinini of the Cowboys scores a 10-5 win over Christian Moody of the Sooners. Cowboys lead the duel again 3-0. And here at 133, maybe one of the most heavy favored Cowboys on the afternoon, Cade Brock, number 3 ranked redshirt freshman out of the Stillwater, 21-1. His opponent is Jacob Rubio, redshirt sophomore, record of 4-3 on the year. An outstanding crowd today and a great atmosphere. Piccinini again had himself a major decision. Give credit to Moody, who escaped with about 8 seconds to go to bring it back with a regular decision. And Nick, of course, going for it that time at the end, trying to hit something to pick up another couple of points to make it a major. Once again, gave up the reversal, or gave up the takedown. But anyway, he won it 10-5 going away. Cade Brock is out, and we're underway with he and Jacob Rubio. Right in the middle of the mat, we're at 133 pounds.
Yeah, Cade had a surprising 10-7 win against Blackwell down in Norman.
There's a pass by takedown. Classic Cade Brock up 2-zip.
Now, Blackwell's been their starter this year most of the season, but he's only 1-12. And Sooners struggled at 133 all year. The Cowboys, I'm not sure they've ever struggled at 133. Seems like they've always had somebody there.
Little set out by Rubio. Got to his feet. Cade able to get him under control. And grabs that left ankle, puts him on the mat, tied waist, and working on cheap tilt. Getting a count out of it at the edge of the mat. Cade Brock. There's a 4-point near fall. John Smith up saying, way to go. 6-zip. They're off the edge of the mat. Rubio out of Amarillo, Texas. Got that left leg heavily wrapped. The thigh and the calf completely wrapped. And just a tape that's missing there so he could bend his knee. Rubio immediately flattened out by Cade Brock off the whistle. The restart. Cade's got that tied waist on him. Grabs that left arm. Tried to pull that arm out from underneath. We mentioned it on Friday, but you don't have to tell Cade Brock the match is started.
Yeah.
He is a quick starter, man. That fuse goes off immediately when that whistle blows. Here's a stalling warning on Rubio underneath already. Cade working furiously from the top. Traps that arm on the left side with the tied waist and again trying to roll him over. Little set out by Rubio. Cade with a little crab ride action at the moment. Rubio stands up. Cade drops it underneath, grabs a leg. Still in control off the edge of the mat. Riding time up to 143 for Cade Brock with a 6-zip lead.
Yeah, kind of business as usual so far. Just active. A couple of minutes. 40 riding time and working a number of techniques from the top. And again, he's just physical. He doesn't, not a lot of wasted time with Cade. He's trying to score from all positions.
Gives up the escape, hits it, dunk, double leg takedown.
That is hours and hours in the gymnasium. Working with dummies, working with wrestlers, working the shadow boxing. That's just, a thing of beauty right there. That's just
slick.
Yeah, technique 101. It's just a beautiful thing.
And an 8-1 lead to boot. Over 2 minutes of riding time for Cade Brock, dominating this first period as expected. Only 10 seconds remaining in this first period. Rubio, a little set out. Cade, a little crab ride. See, we might be able to turn it over, but rides out the period. 8-1 lead.
One of these players, I'm going to sit down and pull a Hunziker and go through and see how many points Cade actually has scored in the first period this year. Because there's probably not very many guys in the country that have scored more points than he has. And if the national championship was decided on a 3-minute match, Cade would never lose.
He's going to be in the down position here in period number 2. Jacob Rubio. As Cade sets out. Has him around the waist there. Cade on one knee, 1 foot on the mat. Rubio kind of pushed him across the mat as Cade stands up. Rubio pushes him off the edge of the mat. They said, I think maybe he pushed me outside the circle, but we'll go back to the middle and try it again. Mike Haggerty, again, the official. He is the referee going into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame here in Stillwater this summer in June. Cade to his feet, up and out with the escape, 9-1. Riding time holding at 1:47. 9-1 the lead for Cade Brock. A minute 20 to go in the second period. Cade's in on the single leg again. Has that right leg picked up in the air. Rubio just going to turn and concede it. He can see Cade going for his head and maybe trying to hook something up on the way down, so he just turned and dropped to the mat.
That wasn't quite as explosive getting to that leg, but still good technique. And this is physical mismatch is what it is. You got a kid ranked top 3 in the country and kid struggling to win matches, and this is kind of what's going to happen in front of a large crowd.
Got the grapevine ride, both legs run in. Got that foot, that right foot trapped under there also. Trying to roll him over. And get some more back points out of it. Rubio flat on his chest. Cade again with both legs run in. He can't even get his knees underneath him at this point. Stalemate called by the official. Mike Haggerty will start him over.
Yeah, I think Cade's going to get to 100 wins 3 or 4 years from now, up to a 40-2 start. Not a bad start to his career. Again, we knew coming in, a lot of credentials. Kid's been around the program since day one. The day he was born, I think he was going to be in an OSU singlet. No, the recruiting was probably pretty easy for Cade, and to see him come here and develop like this at the Division I level it's a special thing. Because 133, being year in, year out, the toughest weight classes there is. Cade's seen a lot of them.
On the whistle, Cade immediately run that right leg in. Figure 4 around that right hip. Rubio on his knees. Cade's going to ride out the rest of period number 2. He's got an 11-1 lead at 2 minutes and 57 seconds of riding time.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys may get to 10 minutes of riding time today. Combined, because, again,
both men on their feet as we start the final 2 minutes here at 133 pounds. It's been all Cade Brock to this point. Rubio reaches in, slaps that left knee. Cade immediately got the hands off of the knee. Cade trying to scoop up an ankle, didn't get it. Crowd making some noise, and again, a great crowd today. Lower bowl almost full as we look around. The pace slowed a bit for Cade Brock, as we talked about. Sometimes third period, he sometimes might have a lull late in matches, but after, again, he is all motion and movement for the and dominating usually in the first period. We wrestled a minute here in the third period. Cade had the elbow, tried to hit a little fireman's maybe, or trying to hit that high crotch. Hits another dunk there, and there's a takedown. And going to turn him loose. 13-2, over 3 minutes of riding time. Cade back in, double leg. Takedown. 15-2. 15-3, 35 seconds remaining. Cade can take him down and ride him out. That's a tech fall. 15-3 with a whole truckload of riding time on the single double leg takedown. Coaches are saying keep riding him. You got to keep him down till the time runs out. Cade almost let him go twice. Coaches saying, hey, you got to ride him out to get the tech fall that he does. 3:22 riding time. So, yeah, 18-3, the tech fall.
So you're telling me there's not a lot of math majors on the sidelines and on the mat there?
He let him go twice and jumped back on him. Sonny got his tech fall. The Cowboys got their 5 points, and the Pokes leading over the Sooners 8-0. We'll be back at 141 pounds after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Hey, sports fans, whether you're packing up for the tailgate, headed into the stadium, or yelling at the TV with your friends, Bud Light has got you covered. Because win or lose, the game is about more than the game. It's about having a great time with the people who matter most. So don't forget to put on your team's jersey and pick up some Bud Light for you and your buddies. Because with Bud Light, you're not just drinking beer, you're building friendships. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri.
The University Store is the ultimate shopping destination for Cowboy fans on OSU game day. Shop the largest, best selection of OK State clothing and gifts anywhere at the University Store's flagship location in the OSU Student Union. Or check out their concession setup at every home Cowgirls soccer event. Can't make it to Stillwater? The University Store makes it easy to keep your closet full of America's brightest orange, no matter where you are. Shop online 24/7 at shopokstate.com. The University Store is a proud supporter of Cowgirls soccer and OSU athletics. Go Pokes!
Welcome back to the Bedlam Series, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma. Rex Hill, Roger Moore with you. Oklahoma State leading this duel 8-0. A decision at 125, and a tech fall, courtesy of Cade Brock. At 133, we move to 141. Number 1 ranked Dean Howell, the Cowboy junior, 22-0 on the year, beating OU junior of Mike Longo, 15-6 on the year.
Yeah, believe it or not, that was Cade's first tech of the year. You'd think he'd have a few techs, but 1 pin, 7 majors. Now a tech. But a good finish for him. You like to see that. Obviously, he's had the big starts, 8-1 after the opening period, but you heard the coaches over here imploring, okay, we're going to need that extra point or two next Sunday against Penn State. But Cade with a couple of third period takedowns and a good 7-minute match for Cade. And now 22-1. And now up number 2 in the Cowboy trifecta. Brock, Heil, and Kalika. A pretty good tandem this year.
Well, we're underway here. Longo out of Corona, California, and Dean Howell out of Brunswick, Ohio. Howell undefeated on the year, 22-0, the defending NCAA champion at this weight.
Again, well-publicized. Longo transferred from Appalachian State. Top 25 guy, top 20 guy, but not many major wins, but he's certainly, again, 15-6. Big 12 conference, again, 141, a good weight class. Be a good bracket over in Tulsa in a couple weeks.
Double leg shot, Heil. They hit the mat. No takedown. Gave the takedown, then took it away, did Haggerty. Dean drops up, picks the leg up, hit that alligator roll, and turning it into a scramble at the moment is Longo. Dean had the takedown, but just for a half a heartbeat, and now the referee going to stop it.
Yeah, that's become the great equalizer. Guys pick up that single leg. You didn't always see that back in the day, but boy, that's become the ultimate defense. Just dive between the legs, that roll, and then basically you're working for a stalemate. Got to finish quickly. Not allow those guys to dive between the legs.
Dean hits a high crotch, trying to hit a little fireman's, but Longo able to avoid it. Again, he hit it well. But before he could go all the way through with that, Longo able to dive over the top, grab an ankle. No harm, no foul back on their feet. So 2 very good shots by Howe, but so far no points for the Cowboy junior.
Boy, what a great match on Friday. Again, Meredith rematch of the national finals last year. And
Dean hits another double leg. Again, Longo turns upside down, reaches back over the top through the crotch, locks the hands. And Dean right in there with his shoulder. Right in the waist, has both legs tied up. Longo trying to hit a little switch here as he gives up the 2 points to Howe, but that's not going to work. 2 points, Dean Howe.
yeah, you're not going to out-scramble Dean ever.
Hits a Granby, does Longo, and he's out with the escape. So it's 2-1. Longo is 15-6 on the year. Pretty good action here in the first period. 20 seconds remaining. Well, right in the middle of the mat. Looks like that'll be it for period number 1.
Yeah, Dean all, 3-4 shots there in that opening period. You can just sense his offense is starting to, he's a little bit more moving forward and kind of the initiator. Sometimes he kind of gets a little passive. He's such a great defender, such a great counter wrestler that likes to work off the defense sometimes. But you just sense he's kind of getting in postseason mode here. And
Long goes down and pops to his feet immediately. Dean hangs on him for a moment and lets him go. The score's tied at 2-2. We're in the second period. 141 pounds. Cowboys lead. The Sooners after 2 matches, 8-0. Our score at Gallagher Arena in Stillwater. Get Rex Holt and Roger Moore. Your Cowboy wrestling reporters. Get an outstanding turnout today for the Bedlam Series. Dean trying to reach in underneath. There's a stalling warning against Longo for running away from that attempt.
His first stalling warning.
Reaching in underneath was Longo, but not a serious attempt. Dean locks him up from the front side and trying to work some offense off of that. Dean's got an underhook under that left shoulder, hanging onto that right elbow. Longo with the heavy hands, just trying to keep Howell in front of him. Now they break away from each other. Score tied at 2-2. 35 seconds remaining, second period. Dean Howell again trying to hit another little duck. Longo with the front headlock. Now Longo takes a shot. Dean blocks him off, gets the hips back.
The writing time on the clock is now correct.
15 seconds remaining in the second period.
Well, a little like the 125-pound match, Rick. You just feel like Dean's in control here. He 3 or 4 shots in the opening period, got the 1 takedown, but you look up and it's 2-2, and you're going to the third period. And that's all the Sooners can ask for. You're the road underdog here, and Longo is competing, but you know, the doofiness of the scoring of wrestling sometimes. But Heil did get the 1 warning on Longo, but still, third period, tight 2-2 match, riding time not a factor.
Dean Howell in the down position has a chance to regain that lead right here, right now. The final 2 minutes on the clock. Longo immediately trying a little spiral ride action, but Dean's up and out. Right back in on the leg, hooks the leg. Longo upside down. Dean slips out that back door. He didn't have both legs as he came out of there. John Smith said that should be 2 already. Dean continues trying to move up, and now the official says it's 2. And immediately Longo hits that Granby as he gets to his feet, grabs an ankle, and Dean trying to turn him over and get some back points out of it.
If he has a takedown, he's got to get a count right there.
Dean again trying to stack him up. Dean kind of doing the splits out there at the moment. Now traps that right wrist. He's up 5-2.
That's the thing about that. If Dean's got the takedown, he's in control, and the guy's scrambling across his back there's got to be a count, which Mr. Haggerty, should know that.
Got that right wrist up around the back for a moment and cuts him loose. So the riding time still not a factor, but 49 seconds in favor of Heil, but his lead is only 5-3, less than a minute remaining, less than 50 seconds remaining. In the third period. The match a little closer than anticipated, but Dean has been the aggressor and been in control, but just not able to separate the score like he would like. They're definitely not out of harm's way. Don't want to make a mistake. 25 seconds remaining. Dean was being aggressive. Looked like now he's kind of pulled in his horns and just going to circle a little bit. Let the clock roll. 5-3 Heil.
Longo played defense for about 5.5 minutes, and of course now he's in a match late now, so he gets aggressive, but too little too late.
He reaches in. Dean blocks him off. Dean trying to post him, go around him. Just underhooks him, lets the clock roll, and that'll do it. No riding time. Dean Heil will win it by the score of 5-3. As he remains undefeated on the year, the Cowboys now lead this duel 11-0. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford. All sports are built on tradition. But at Bill Knight Ford, we know that here in Oklahoma, it's more than just a tradition. It's a way of life, forged from loyalty and dedication. It's unwavering pride that survives the losses and is ignited by the wins. Bill Knight Ford is proud to support the OSU Cowboys and Cowgirls, Stillwater High School Pioneers, and the Perkins Tryon Demons. We wish them the best of luck this season.
Here's a customer, there's a customer, here's 4 customers, there's 7 customers. We can bring you thousands of customers if you have a booth at Stillwater Radio's Women's Night Out, sponsored by Stone Wolf Casino. Women make so many buying decisions today, and this is a chance to show them what you've got. Whether you have a home-based business or an expansive showroom, this is your best opportunity to introduce your project or service to so many women. To reserve your booth space, call today at 405-372-7800 and say that you want to be in Women's Night Out.
Cowboys lead over the Sooners at 11-0. Your score from Gallagher Iba Arena at Stillwater. Rex and Roger with you as we move on to 149 pounds. It'll be Anthony Colica, the senior out of Salone, Ohio for the Cowboys. Ranked number 3, 16-1 on the year. His opponent is ranked 13th currently, Davion Jeffries out of Oklahoma. Broken Arrow, sophomore, 16-11. Remind you when we're done here, we'll have your C-Star Management C-Star of the day. And before you make a move in Stillwater or Oklahoma City, visit c-star.com. See all the many housing options available from C-Star Management. Homes and condos, apartments, all sizes, locations, and price ranges. And if it's housing around Oklahoma State University, your best bet is to visit liveByOSU.com. Before you make a move, visit c-star.com or liveByOSU.com. From C-Star Management, the sponsor of our C-Star Star of the Day. Also visit Stillwater.org, dine and stay at Stillwater. And its partners, including Freddie Paul's Steakhouse, Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, Freddy's Frozen Custard, Domino's Pizza, Slim Chickens, Eskimo Joe's, Mexico Joe's, and Mojo's Bar and Grill. Support these great Stillwater locations that support Oklahoma State University Cowboy Wrestling. And we're underway. Anthony Colica was honored on Senior Day today. Having a heck of a year. Yeah, a lot of slapping and shoving going on. And Konica seems to get into these slap fights so
the
late.
same thing we saw Friday as Anthony immediately is in your face, on your forehead, coming forward. And again, Jeffries very good with the counters, and he just likes to get funky at times. And Anthony, again, just trying to close the gap here and just wrestle physical and get caught in anything squirrely.
Cautious start. Konica pushing that man to the boundary line and outside the circle. Jeffries takes a shot. Konica spins around, trying to grab a leg. They're off the edge of the mat.
Yeah, if there was a push-out rule, then Konica would probably have a few extra points this year. He's about as heavy with the hands as there is at the weight class. And has to be very frustrating to wrestle against. He's just in your grill from the opening whistle. And
crowd with the orange power, Chet, in the background. We've got no score. 149 pounds, nearing the halfway mark of period number one. Again, outside the circle.
he never took a redshirt year. Again, back true freshman, 141-pounder. And all of a sudden, they needed a 57. I thought, hey, he's going to redshirt this year, but then the need was there, and all of a sudden, Konica as a starter at 57 had a heck of a year, and then last year his best weight. And
right now, double leg takedown for Konica at the edge of the mat right after Jeffries got a stalling warning. 2-zip.
the one thing about Anthony last year, he admitted himself, I need to get in the weight room, I need to get stronger, because Rutherford, who we'll see next week from Penn State, and of course Sorensen from Iowa, those are two guys you thought, wow, a little bit more physical than Anthony. And Anthony obviously took that to heart in the offseason. He's as physical as anybody at the weight class. And, well, what a great match that could be next week. I mean, Rutherford has been untouchable, and we'll see where Anthony is, because that's certainly the standard. Maybe leading the Hodge Trophy voting right now, Zane Rutherford. So this place will be amped.
Konica 2-0 lead. Working on the riding time currently. Just over 30 seconds, but Jeffries is out. He's got an escape. Trying to hook up a cradle now as they got to their feet there, but not able to lock the hands. He and Konica off the edge of the mat. And it's 2-1.
Yeah, that's the danger with Jeffries right there. Just a little switch into a cradle, and it's worked at times, but if he gets a little bit bigger and stronger, that technique could certainly finish the match. He's still a little bit undersized for 49. You can see Anthony Boyd is controlling the mat area and just stronger of the two.
Yeah, but Red, again, back in on the double leg. Did he get it? He has both legs and the takedown. Just kept that right toe just inside the circle enough as he secured the outside ankle. And this is getting tough.
Yeah, relentless. Again, he's Cade Brock as far as just coming forward and just trying to score constantly. And if he's not trying to score, he's grinding on your ear or punching you in the eyeball or rubbing your forehead. Not a lot of standing around for 7 minutes with Anthony Konica, especially this year, but what a great kid. Just quiet, unassuming, shows up, and never hear anything bad about him, doesn't showboat, doesn't do anything. He's won a lot of matches, and again, I said as his freshman, this guy's going to be a national champion, and I still, we'll see next week. He could certainly send a message. He already sent one by beating Sorensen, so.
Well, he's up now 5-1 as Konica escapes to start period number 2. Up 5-1, riding time currently not a factor. Front headlock by Davion Jeffries. He's got the hands locked around the chest. He's trying to little whip over maneuver there, but they were outside the circle. Cowboys lead the duel over the Sooners. 3 bouts in, it's 11-0. 2 decisions and a tech fall from Cade Brock. Come in there locking those fingers. Don't do that. Mike Haggerty. There's a warning there, and they're back at it. Konica in on the single leg. Has the right leg. The whizzer situation, but Conaga just bores through him. Outside ankle takedown.
It's physical. This physical just drove through him and didn't allow him to get his hip set.
Stuck that hip lock in there, but Anthony just drove right again. Just drove him physically. Drove him right to the mat to score the takedown. 7-1, make it 7-2 as Jeffries is up and out with the escape. And Anthony continues to stalk. Jeffries runs around the mat. Anthony right there. Jeffries takes a long-range shot. He's got long arms. He gets to that left leg. Now Conaca sticking a hip lock in there. Davion kicks his leg over the top. Conaca grabs that leg. Now Conaca trying to turn it into 2 for himself. Here Jeffries scrambling at the moment. Conaca's got that right leg. Jeffries kind of doing the splits. The arms locked around the chest of Conaca. 10 seconds to go in the period. Anthony gets his knees under him. Jeffries tries to turn, get away from him. Conaca drives him to the mat. And he got his points. Buzzer sounds, but Conaca got those final 2 points up 9-2.
Give him that late takedown. No dispute from Rosselli and gang over there. Again, once again, you can see Jeffries trying to get something squirrely, trying to hook something up. They're trying to step over, but a bit of a strength advantage for Conaca. And again, like Dean Heil, just physical and tough in those scramble situations.
Conaca just went over 1 minute in riding time with a 9-2 lead. As he has Jeffries down on the mat, little tied waist action, grabs that right arm out from underneath. Puts his head right in the right armpit and trying to pull that right arm up around the back and hammerlock it. Set up maybe a cheap field here underneath the left shoulder and underneath the neck, around the other side of the head. Trying to get some leverage to roll him over. 9-2, Conaca with riding time. Jeffries looking up at the referee. Conaca still has that right arm up around the back. The official stops it.
Running conversation between Haggerty and Anthony about above 90 degrees there, and always that gray line there.
Conaca going to cut him loose, or at least, and he will. He said he was going to cut him loose, kind of put the hands on the back, but as soon as they blew the whistle, he's trying to cradle him up. Then Conaca goes right after him and shoves him all the way off the edge of the mat. The official talking to the two of them. 1 minute to go, third period. Jeffries stumbling across the mat. Kind of a half shot. Conaca's got riding time holding at 147. His lead is 9-3. 2 men on their feet. 40 seconds remaining. Conaca, little head snap in on the single leg. Jeffries again doing the splits out there. Conaca trying to drive through him again, get the outside leg secure, and score another takedown. There's the takedown. He gets the outside ankle with 24 seconds to go. 11-3.
Broken record there is again. I'm trying to hook up a spladle, but I was going to reach across that far side and do something goofy and unorthodox. But Conaca just, again, heavy with the hips, and they're physical 7 minutes for Anthony Conaca.
Jeffries turns into him. Conaca just drops down on the leg, trying to close out a major decision here. 11-3 lead, over 2 minutes of rounding time. Crowd coming to their feet for the senior Anthony Conaca. Trying to hit a quick switch, but the time runs out. Conaca with 2:11 rounding time.
More pushing and shoving.
With a 12-3 decision.
There you go. He's going to lose a team point, I think, there. With a little shove there at the end.
That did appear to be the case. Jeffries took a little extra shove there at the end. Major decision for Conaca. And the Cowboys had 4 more points there. It's probably 15 to -1, but for the moment, we'll say 15-zip. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Charlie's Discount Drug, where we know our customers by name. Oh, yeah.
This is Debbie. Debbie, owner of Charlie's Discount Drug. Are you having difficulties keeping track of your current medications? At Charlie's Discount Drug, we can help make your smartphone smarter with the RX Local app. Access your medication list and order refills quickly and conveniently. Another free service provided by Charlie's Discount Drug, 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
The Ranchers Club, Stillwater's finest restaurant, located in the newly renovated Atherton Hotel, offers impeccable steaks, gracious hospitality, and superb menu offerings. Whether you're enjoying our game day festivities or relaxing with that special someone during the week, the Ranchers Club will provide a memorable experience you will repeat time and again. Patio seating now available, and for students, meal plan and bursar is always accepted. For reservations, carry-out, and directions, call 744-BEEF or download the Ranchers Club app.
Well, we move on to 157 pounds, and we've had a Joe Smith sighting here at Gallagher Arena, the Cowboy sophomore who's been out of the lineup more than he's been in it. And he'll get the call today, still ranked 6th, 7-3 on the year. Cowboys lead to 15 to -1, although the scoreboard here has made it 16-0 as Jeffries with a little extracurricular activity after his loss to Anthony Comica in the major decision. And the referee, Mike Haggerty, penalizing OU a team point for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
So, anyway, want to remind you, of course, that the first time the 2017 Big 12 Wrestling Championship is going to be held in Tulsa, the BOK Center, March 4th and 5th. Coach John Smith and the top-ranked Cowboys competing for their 5th consecutive and 14th overall Big 12 Championship. Support the Pokes at the event hosted by the Tulsa Sports Commission at the Arena of the Year, the BOK Center. Get your tickets today at Big12Sports.com/buy tickets. Or visit their Facebook page, Facebook.com/Big 12 in Tulsa. Okay, we're underway. Jared Schieber for Oklahoma. Joe Smith for Oklahoma State. Schieber out of Newkirk, Mark Branch's hometown. Redshirt sophomore. He's a 65-pounder on their roster, but wrestling 57 a day. Joe's in on the single leg, scores the takedown.
And Smith on the board with 2 points.
Takedown, Joe Smith, up 2-0. Schieber has his knees under. Now up and out with the escape.
Probably a good guy to come back against. Again, some confidence, get your offense rolling. Again, you got Jason Knopf coming in here next week. Penn State, the top dog, who's beaten Joe a couple of times in his career. So Joe needs to get the blood flowing and get focused and get ready to go because the Cowboys need him. Certainly need him. David Dolan's won some matches. Of course, the senior was honored before the match, but Joe Smith, if you're going to compete for a national championship, Joe Smith, an All-American potentially he has again this year. And he's still ranked inside the top 8 in the country. Only wrestled 10 matches, so doesn't matter what you do in December, January, February. It matters what you do in March. So
Joe's up 2-1. Did Clark Glass not able to go today or either match this weekend, ranked just right at the top 10. There's a stalling warning on Jared Schieber of Oklahoma.
I mean, interesting to see how many spots the Big 12 gets at 157. Obviously, Glass, not a ton of matches at 57. Joe, only the 10 matches, and there's certain qualifying standards you have to meet to earn those qualifying spots. So the Big 12 doesn't have a ton of guys up there, and they're inside the top 15, top 20. So see what happens. You have to win the championship to get to St. Louis or get an at-large berth, but you don't want to start doing that kind of stuff.
Joe drops down on one knee, try to grab an ass, got a duck cutter down to take down. Right underneath that right shoulder. Got the leg, got the takedown. And Joe Smith now leading at 4-1.
Looking good here so far. Obviously, you're not facing top guy at the weight class. He's a backup as well, but Joe, a couple of good techniques.
Well, this firing
right
his offense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just in motion.
The fact that he's hitting us.
Yeah, he's struggling to find any kind of offense at all, and it's anybody, so.
Yeah. He's got a 4-1 lead here, working on riding time, up over 50 seconds. The sophomore out of Stillwater. Son of the head coach of the Cowboys. Time runs out at period number 1. 4-1 the lead for Joe, and at 58 seconds of riding time. And it will be Jared Schieber of Oklahoma, the down position. Here in period number 2. Joe immediately grabs that right wrist off the whistle. Jumps up on the back of those shoulders. Schieber. See if we can pull that arm out from underneath or whatever. Jumps back around the left side. Then riding up high. Doesn't have a leg tied up. Just right up on the back of those shoulders, keeping that head on the mat. Joe grabs that left arm out from underneath, puts it up around the back, now putting a half on. Now sticks his head in the rib cage, trying to double that man up. Joe almost had him headed over toward his back, but didn't quite do it. Now he grabs that left arm again. Joe jumps out there, working on that left arm. Schieber's gone into his prevent defense. Hunkered up. Joe's got that left arm out from underneath. There's another stalling call. Joe's got a point for stalling. Second stalling call against Schieber. Now Joe, figure 4 around the waist. Sticks a half in on the right side, getting the count out of it. And he may get a fall. Got that half dug in there. Definitely got a 4 points, but Joe's trying. Oh, got that right arm back through there, slid back to his chest. Joe's got a 9-1 lead.
Yeah, never had that thing locked up tight. Still enough to get the 4-point near fall. And again, this is what Joe Smith needs to do. He ranked 6th in the country against the backup and put the hammer down.
Headed toward 3 minutes of riding time, a 9-1 lead. Like I say, regardless of the competition, Roger, we haven't seen him look like this in forever.
Energy.
His confidence, running his offense, physical, turning men on, turning us down his back. And not, again, just almost every opponent, we have not seen this Joe Smith on the mat. Looking good here today, up 9-1, 2 minutes and 58 seconds of riding time. He'll be down. We start the final 2 minutes. Joe's up and out with the escape immediately. 10-1. Riding time holding at 2:55. You can just see he's just moving. Boom. On the attack. Grabs that right leg. Hits a duck off of that. Didn't wind up with a takedown, but good attack. Now he's going to get a takedown. Just tackled him from behind as he wraps up both ankles. His cousin, Chris Perry, up, clapping his hands. His dad shaking his head. Everybody's likes what they're seeing today.
Yeah, except for the rest of the country. And that's one of the things that the rest of the country, part of the reason Penn State brought out Mark Hall, because the Cowboys are a full lineup, are ranked number 1 for a reason. If Joe Smith gets things going and starts feeling good, the body can't be worn down after not wrestling a lot here the second semester. Only 1 match in December, so I promise you when people look up and see Joe Smith kind of getting things going, that's a few more points in St. Louis for the Pokes.
Another stalling call underneath on Schieber. 13-1. Joe back with a figure 4 around the waist. Got that half in there again, turning him over. Good keeping there, but 4 more points. And that'll do it on the tech fall. $17-1. Joe Smith ends it early. Tech ball. Cowboys lead over the Sooners 20-0. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
To our neighbors and friends, we come to you today to let you know what's on our hearts. Because you're the reason this is so much more meaningful than a job. And the reason we believe in the power of investing in tomorrow, as well as the power of community. So this is simply thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to move forward and grow, but never lose sight of the roots that connect us. Sincerely, Stillwater Medical.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford. All sports are built on tradition, but at Bill Knight Ford, we know that here in Oklahoma, it's more than just a tradition. It's a way of life, forged from loyalty and dedication. It's unwavering pride that survives the losses and is ignited by the wins. Bill Knight Ford is proud to support the OSU Cowboys and Cowgirls, Stillwater High School Pioneers, and the Perkins Tryon Demons. We wish them the best of luck this season.
Back with you at Gallagher Arena at Oklahoma State, pitching the shutout so far in the Bedlam Series matchup with the Oklahoma Sooners of 20-0. And thanks to Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma for their title sponsorship and title partnership. The best rivalry in the country, the Bedlam Series. So far, it's been all Oklahoma State here in the Bedlam Series, again presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma and brought to you in part by Anheuser-Busch, Homeland Grocery, Oklahoma Blood Institute, and Subway. Support these great partners who support Bedlam Series and the Bedlam Series and Oklahoma State University Athletics. Rex and Roger with you. Chandler Rogers about ready to hit the mat. Mike Gundy in the house. Brad Underwood in the house. Tell you what, where's it? Go down the coaching staff at Oklahoma State in every sport. And my goodness. What a host of riches this school has, and I mean across the board.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive group, and they all seem to win more than they lose.
Well, that's it, yeah. The golf, tennis, I don't know, just go across the board. My goodness. The school fortunate to have some of the best coaches in the country. Well, let's move on. Chandler Rogers and Yoansei Mejias for Oklahoma.
Heads up, Chandler already going that front headlock. And again, somebody's going to go across their shoulder blades at some point in this match.
Chandler's ranked 8th. This kid's ranked 10th. Chandler's 16-4. Mejias is 8-3.
Chandler had that explosive start on Friday. Ashworth from Wyoming, pretty tough. He is a guy, former junior college national champion, and kid out of Florida, Cuban background. This kid's got some skill. Certainly could be among the top 8 in St. Louis. First look at him really in person, but he's a good athlete. Very quick right there.
Nice head snap there by Mejias. He got around behind Chandler, but Chandler quick enough to get out of harm's way. Two men kind of slapping at each other. The referee, Mike Haggerty, says, hey, just don't let that get out of control. There's a shot. Mejias almost overextended himself. Chandler grabs the head, now grabs the leg. Hooks him up, scores the takedown. Well, that's a physical move there by Chandler Rogers. Just had that right hand around the side of his head and just reached back and grabbed that leg and powered his way around behind. There's the escape for Mejias, but Rogers has a 2-1 lead. Chandler again, the edge of the mat, takes a shot. They're outside the circle.
And Mejias didn't join the lineup until January. He forced Clark Glass to drop to 157, so that tells you Again, like we talked about in the pregame, the quality of Mejias we're seeing right here. Again, this kid's a pretty good athlete. He's going to be a tough out. Big 12s and the national tournament.
Chandler's up 2-1 at the moment. 50 seconds remaining first period. Clark Glass beat Chandler Rogers, the duel in Norman earlier this year. Overtime. So Chandler's, of course, probably got that in the back of his mind as he gets another opportunity. The Bedlam Series here at home. 20 seconds to go. Mejias got that upper body locked up. He's going to try a lateral drop. He's got the over-under situation. Chandler in a counter, trying a little inside trip of his own. Kind of stayed out of that situation. You see, apprehensive to really get in there. And the buzzer sounds in the first period.
Well, those Cuban background, again, those guys are the top 5-6 programs in the world when it comes to freestyle. So, you know, growing up, folk style rules, freestyle rules a little different, but they have no problem going over and under. And either does Chandler, but he kind of sits Chandler right there. Was a little
right.
Wasn't Chandler like?
Chandler's up and out with the escape here immediately off the whistle. Chandler Rogers out of Stillwater, started his career at high school out in Washington with his brother Jordan and the family. Moved to Stillwater for his last couple of years, a 4-time state champion. Won a couple in each state. Mejias, little front headlock. Both men on their knees. Stalemate called by the official. Sand Springs won the 6A Dual State Championship yesterday. Congratulations to them. Lawton MacArthur won. There's a shot in. On the left leg, it's his man to the mat. Does Chandler Rogers and reaches across far side leg and scores the takedown. There's Lawton Mack. What a rising out. 5'8".
I know Perry won for about the 8,000.
Total won and 4-8 by a long shot. And yeah, Perry won again. I apologize. I saw that this morning. Maybe got the wrong lot in school, but the escape by Mejias. We'll get back to this one up. Chandler Rogers up 5-2. Chandler's wrestling a little more cautious today, it seems like. Not quite as much of a risk taker to this point. Looks up. Zach Esposito at the edge of the mat. Mejias against him with that underhook dug underneath that right shoulder. Time rolling along. 15 seconds to go in the second period. Chandler Rogers up 5-2. Now Chandler hits a high crotch. Able to get in, but not able to finish it, but the time runs out. Got in on that left leg. He has got the hips back, so Chandler holds his ground. The clock runs out. We head to the final 2 minutes. Chandler Rogers up 5-2. Got 35 seconds of riding time. I think Chandler, looking at the bench, they're telling him, hey, let's ride him for a while if you can.
Is first.
On the whistle. You want to say Mejias gets to his feet. Chandler hanging on him. Now cuts him loose. Chandler's riding time, holding it at 46 seconds. Chandler right back in, shooting a single. Gets in on that left leg. Mejias with a wizard. Again, he's got over and under. Now going to try to throw Chandler Rogers. Chandler winds up on him and has him on his back. Chandler Rogers going for the fall. There's the fall.
.531. Mejias,
let you hear the crowd.
Yeah, Mejias kind of went for it, and that it wasn't locked up as tight as it needed to be. And Chandler Boyd just strong with the hips, and pow. That's all she wrote.
Chandler Rogers with a fall brings the crowd to their feet. Here at Gallagher Abba Arena, the Cowboys up 26-0. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Cowboy fans, stop by Chris's University Spirit today to sign up for the Orange and Black Spirit Club for only $40. You'll receive a membership club shirt and a 20% off card good on items for 1 year from purchase. All you have to do is stop in at 244 South Knobloch on Campus Corner in Stillwater before it's too late. Also visit us online at chrisuniversityspirit.com today.
Cowboy fans, skin cancer continues to be a growing epidemic, but Stillwater Dermatology Clinic is there for you. With locations in Stillwater and Ponca City, board-certified dermatologist Dr. Thomas Hall is available to help you with all your skincare needs. Dr. Hall specializes in the diagnosis and treatment of skin, hair, and nail disorders and also offers aesthetic skincare and laser services. Call 405-533-DERM or visit stwderm.com today.
Crowd still buzzing after Yoanse Mejias. Chandler Rogers looked like he was going to take him down. Mejias again is you see Alan Galagayev doing a lot where the man has your leg, but you turn into him, get a little over and under, and then you throw that man to the mat. Well, Mejias took his shot against Chandler Rogers, going to try the lateral drop of the edge of the mat out of that situation. But Chandler was ready for it. They hit the mat. Chandler caught Mejias on his back, and that was that. He scores the fall. And again, 5:31 if you're scoring along at home. 26-0, actually 26 to -1. Scoreboard is given the Cowboys a point instead of deducting one from OU, so it's scoreboard here is showing 27-0. In case you're wondering about that in the building. 174 pounds, Kyle Crutchmer does get the call for the Cowboys today. The senior, 14-4 on the year, ranked number 9. His opponent is Matt Reed, a senior, a record of 5-6.
Yeah, it seems like Reed's been here for about 16 years. 74, 84, been around again. Didn't start wrestling this year till the second semester. A good athlete, again, dangerous. A guy that can surprise you and wrestle competitive, or he can phone it in and get beat badly.
Crutchmer wrestled Hayden Hansen in the earlier duel in Norman and dominated him by tech fall. In fact, Reed did not wrestle at all in that earlier meeting with the Cowboys. And he does have a heavy wrap around his right leg. Only the knees exposed, and that thigh and calf on the right leg is completely taped up. No scores so far here at 174 pounds. Cowboys lead the duel. Get 26 to -1.
Yeah, I don't see any negative results for the Sooners. I do see a 43-0 back in 1992.
Crutchmer out of Tulsa Union, one of the 9 seniors honored by the Cowboys on this Sunday afternoon. Little head snap there by Crutchmer.
Of course, the first meeting in 1920, 50-0.
There's a little upper body attempt there by Reed, but Crutchmer off balance for a split second. Crutchmer won 12-5 his matchup with Wyoming on Friday night. Stalemate call by our referee, Mike Haggerty, today. And kind of an uneventful first period so far. Wow. Crutchmer put the heavy hands and old karate chop to the back of the neck by Reed, and the official again talking to these two guys. Little extra on the tie-up. 30 seconds to go, first period. 18 seconds. Ten seconds. The clock continues to roll. Crutchmer again coming forward, but just nothing there. Went to one knee, but time runs out in the period. So a scoreless first period here at 174 pounds. And for Crutchmer, that's been an issue of late. A lot of scoreless first periods. Cal got 71 career wins as we start today, 71-22. Gonna move up that win chart for him. Things work out, be into the 80s. Maybe hit the 90s and he wins a lot. In the top position, Matt Reed to his feet. Crutchmer picks him up, puts him back down on the mat. Reed right back to his feet. Kyle has him tied around the chest, trying to pick him up. They'll step outside the circle. We'll start him over.
Yeah, Reed's always been tough to move. He's a good athlete. Tough to score on at times. And Kyle just kind of used to this guy. He's wrestled a lot of close matches. And another one here.
As he got to his feet, Kyle just cuts him loose. It's 1-0. Matt Reed with the lead. We're in the second period. The Cowboys are pitching a shutout so far today. And the Sooners, with no points, have been deducted 1 team point. Davion Jeffries. The reason for that, unsportsmanlike conduct after losing to Anthony Collica. Gave him a little shot after the match had ended. Other than that, it's been all Oklahoma State. There's Crutchmer, double leg takedown. That's the old Redskin footballer again. No finesse there. Just power underneath. Both legs, boom, down you go. Off the edge of the mat.
Not the greatest setup there, but a long range, long arms, like you said, power, and good old-fashioned outside linebacker tackle.
Crutchmer up 2-1. Caution on the bottom man. Matt Reed moved a little bit too soon.
That's his first.
Crutchmer, of course, All-American, sophomore year, finished 7th. Finished 5th in the nation. 24-15, the 15 NCAA tournament. Finished in 5th place, was an All-American. Only seeded 12th going into that tournament. Well, he was an eyelash away from being in the finals that year. Controversial match that put him in the consos. Got to his feet, did Reed. Crutchmer picks him up, drives him to the mat, trying to put him on his back as Reed scrambling and backing off the edge and outside the circle. John Smith said, hey, wasn't he fleeing the mat? He was just blatantly scooting his way backwards to get outside the circle. But Mike Haggerty, he doesn't usually listen to anybody. He just makes the calls and moves on.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame, going in the Hall of Fame for a reason. He's been doing this a long time. And
on the whistle, Reed got to his feet. Crutchmer puts him back down the mat. Kyle's over a minute riding time. Now they go, there's the escape. Immediately, Reed, he got the escape with a second to go in the period. Ties it up at 2-2. Crutchmer's got a minute 16 riding time to go the final 3 minutes.
That's the second time that's happened today. So, Coach in his little notebook. Doc Allen next to him probably writing down, hey, make sure you write down that's the second time we've given up an escape with 1 second left. That'll be in their homework assignment this week.
Crutchmer on the whistle, pops to his feet from the down position. Reed has him up underneath the arms and takes him off the edge of the mat.
So there's a few times that you just feel like Kyle's in control of the match. Doesn't really seem to be threatened. You look up and it's 2-2 and third period. So again, regardless of the score, even though the Cowboys are in complete control here, have wrapped up the duel compared to the 33-3 meeting in Norman. The Sooners are obviously, they've improved. You can just tell by just their competitive edge.
Oh, the whistle. Crutchmer to his feet. He's out with the escape. The riding time still over a minute. At a minute 3 as he gets away, regains the lead, but only 3-2. 1:35 remaining here, the third period. Crutchmer up 3-2 with riding time. That's not secure yet. As we have a minute 20 still to go here in the third period. The 2 men on their feet, the middle of the mat. 1:17 as we get a restart. Cowboys have won all 6 matches. A major decision, 2 tech falls and a fall in the mix. 26 points on the board, the Sooners being shut out here in the 175th meeting of the Bedlam Series of Wrestling. .38 seconds to go. Third period, the 2 men still on their feet. Crutchmer with the one knee. There goes Reed. He shoots him. Crutchmer able to get the hips back, blocks him off, underhooks him under that left shoulder. Little head snap. Shuck and go. Got around behind him, but couldn't get both ankles. Got one ankle, but kicking his way, getting off the mat was Matt Reed. Crutchmer, there's Reed again, another long-range shot. Crutchmer spinning around behind him. Gets the hips back. Reed underneath there with his head on the mat, hanging onto the right leg. 5 seconds to go. Reed trying to scoop it up. Crutchmer, as the buzzer sounds in the period, 1:03 riding time will win it by the score of 4-2.
Good, tough one again. Reed, a veteran, guy's been around a while, good athlete. Crutchmer, again, always nice to get your hand raised. The last match here in Galway, not last match, but
Senior day.
Senior day, yeah, to get your hand raised. A good, tough win over a good opponent. Cowboys keep on keeping on.
29 to -1 after the win by Kyle Crutchmer. 3 bouts remaining. Continue with more after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Oklahoma State Wrestling head coach John Smith on the Cowboy Wrestling Club.
As we begin a new process of expanding our wrestling room over the next year and a half, Cowboy Wrestling Club is going to be, again, important to us. It's going to help us do a lot of that. I tell you what, you give into the Cowboy Wrestling Club, the money's used to help us become and remain one of the best wrestling programs in the country.
Join the Cowboy Wrestling Club today by calling 405-744-4541. That's 405-744-4541.
Central Electric Cooperative would like to thank our members who have shown that hard work pays off by providing feedback in the recent ACSI survey. Your opinion has landed Central at the top of the utility industry average scores, and we thank you for that. Visit the Central website at www.mycentral.coop and learn the many ways Central is becoming the next generation utility. Also, be sure to follow Central on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by searching for My Central Co-op. Central Electric Cooperative is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Rex and Roger back with you from Gallagher Iba Arena, and it's been all Oklahoma State today. And they've wrapped up another win here in the Bedlam Series, and they're 7th in a row. They're 14th in the last 15 meetings, and they'll go to 14-0 on the year, 6-0 in the Big 12 as Cowboys lead at 29-0. Now we just need to fashion the final score with 3 bouts remaining. And here at 184 pounds, our next matchup will feature number 6 ranked Cowboy senior Nolan Boyd, 17-3 on the year. His opponent will be the junior Dwaylen Barnes, who weighed in at 74. Got a record of 8-6 on the year.
No, you just trying to piece together a lineup today. So again, it's hard to say that the Sooners have been better than they were in that first meeting, but again, more active. They've hung around a couple of close matches there, 174, 141, 125 better. But again, the Cowboys are, again, there's a different level right now. There's Penn State, there's Oklahoma State, there's Ohio State, there's Iowa. And there's a drop, and then the Sooners are down there with Wyoming, and that there's about 20 to about 40, 20 to 30 or so, and now another undersized man as Nolan's going to go to work here quickly.
Nolan Boyd in on the single leg. Hip block stuck in. Wizard situation by Dwayne Barnes trying to stay out of the clutches of Boyd. He's trying to finish off a takedown. Nolan comes up with that right leg. Barnes kicking and jumping, but Nolan just physically puts him right back down on the mat for the takedown.
Yeah, Barnes started the year at 157, another former JUCO national champion. But again, when Mejia showed up, Clark moved down, Glass moved down, and now he's trying to find a spot, and he's up here at 184.
Nolan immediately cheap-tilted him, rolled him right over. Got a 4-point near fall, and immediately Dwayne Barnes holds his hand up and says,
injury
something's wrong here. I need an injury timeout. And he's being checked out by the trainer. So, chance to remind you, of course, when we're done here, we'll have your C-Star Management C-Star of the day. And remember C-Star Management in Stillwater and Oklahoma City for all your housing options. All sizes of homes and condos and apartments and locations, price ranges. Check it out at c-star.com. And for housing around Oklahoma State University, check out livebyosu.com. They also buy, sell, and manage property, if that's what you need. Before you make a move, visit c-star.com or livebyosu.com from C-Star Management, sponsor of our C-Star Star of the Day. And this is the Bedlam Series, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma, brought to you in part by Anheuser-Busch, Homeland Grocery, the Oklahoma Blood Institute, and Subway. Support these great partners who support the Bedlam Series and OSU Athletics. It was an ankle problem for Barnes after that takedown and 4-point near fall from Nolan Boyd. Left ankle is having an issue, so they taped it up right around his shoe. And well, the moment he'll try to continue. Nolan Boyd, after the injury timeout, says, I'll take down, which is the reason you don't see all the injury timeouts we saw back in the day. So your opponent has the choice after you take an injury timeout to go down and try to score some more points. And Nolan's already up 6-0. Still early in the first period. Nolan up and out with the escape. 7-0. Immediately the front headlock. And Barnes spinning off the edge of the mat. You tell that Nolan Boyd sits his blood in the water. Big, rangy, powerful 184-pounder out of Deer Creek. Nolan Boyd, returning All-American, shoots in, a long-range shot, gets to the leg, scores the takedown. Barnes was wanting to fight it, but you could tell maybe that with that ankle, he just had to concede. Things are getting ugly here at 9-0. Still over a minute remaining in the first period. So this one could be over in a hurry. Nolan Boyd, career record 105-34. Rolling here today. Little spiral ride by Boyd with 50 seconds to go in the first period. Doyle Barnes flat on the mat. Having trouble just getting his knees under him at this point. Out of Muskogee, JUCO champion from Northeastern Oklahoma A&M Junior College in Miami. Nolan's got that left arm tied up. That left wrist trying to jump out there, maybe hook up something, get him turned over on his back. Gives up on that. Jumps back up on top, over a minute of riding time, 1:15. Counting to go along with about 10 seconds to go in the period. Nolan working that left arm again, but that'll be it. For the first 3 minutes, Nolan Boyd up 9-0 with riding time.
Yeah, it is what it is. In wrestling, you can't have a substitution or bring somebody else in. You're trying to find a spot in the lineup. And, hey, coach, I'll go up to 184. And again, you face this big, strong senior on senior day, Nolan Boyd. That'll be a tough afternoon here for Mr. Barnes.
He was part of that comeback win for OU on Friday against Wyoming, moving up to 184 and winning a big match for the Sooners at the time. They won the last four and pulled the Duel out by 1 point. No such luck today. Getting beat, came up with a bad left ankle injury in the process. As Nolan gets the escape, it's 10-0. Second period action. Nolan right back on the attack. Riding time holding at 1:11 for Nolan Boyd.
Well, he's just so different than when he first started. Boy, he come out there over and under and headlocks and just wild. Just an absolute raw, good athlete, tough, works his butt off. But he just become a good, solid wrestler. I mean, obviously, people talk about Gabe Dean and talk about Bo Nickel. We're going to see Bo Nickel in there next week and see what happens. Everybody's, counting that as a victory for Penn State. But I don't know. Nolan Boyd's going to show up with his lunch pail, and I promise you he's going to have a big effort.
Well, he just got a gift cake down. I don't know. I think Dwayne Barnes is just not, obviously, if the ankle is really hurting. And right there, you could just tell as Nolan kind of did a little duck, and he just dropped straight to the mat. 12-0 with riding time. And there's a stalling warning underneath and a point. Nolan jumps up like he's going to let him go, and he tries to hook up a cradle. Stalling point makes it 13-0. So just need a cheap tilt, couple of points. This will be over. Got him around the waist. And trap that wrist and roll him over, but flattens him out now. Yeah, with that tight waist. Trying to get under those hips and roll him over. 10 seconds to go in the second period. There's another stalling call underneath, another point. 14-0. And just as Nolan's trying to roll him over, the buzzer sounds in the second period. Barnes says, let's go on our feet to start the third period. Get the feeling this one's about done.
Yeah, I'm thinking a single leg shot into a double and move on to the next one. Nice single leg shot.
Got the right ankle. Takedown. 16-0.
5-12.
And another tech fall for the Cowboys. Their third of the day. And their fifth bonus point victory of the day. Nolan Boyd with a tech fall. The Cowboys make it 34-0. 2 bouts remaining. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Would you like to do your banking anytime, anywhere? First National Bank and Trust Company now offers mobile check deposit with its mobile banking. You can now deposit your checks from anywhere using your smartphone in an instant. And best of all, it's absolutely free. First National Bank and Trust Company, your first choice in banking, with branches located in Stillwater, Morrison, Weatherford, Cordell, and Hinton. Go Pokes! Member FDIC. Whether you're looking for a burger before the game or a place to celebrate another Cowboys win with the family, University Dining Service has you covered. With more than 30 individual restaurants on campus, there's something to feed every Cowboy. Fresh sushi daily, 100% local, never frozen burgers, Oklahoma favorites, and more. At our table, you're always family. So pull up a chair and dig in. Visit dining.okstate.edu for more information. University Dining Services, where the Cowboys dine.
Welcome back to the Bedlam Series presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma. Rex Holt, Roger Moore with you. Moving right along, 197 pounds. Preston Weigel, who was back on the mat on Friday with a win and back here today. Ready to take on Brad Johnson of Oklahoma. Weigel 14-4 on the year. Johnson 13-9.
Now the Cowboys won by 37, 40-3. Way back when in 2013. So we're approaching Again, records. There have been a few shutouts in the series, obviously, and of course that'll be tough with Larson heavyweight. But again, Cowboys just good performance overall. Just doing what you're supposed to do against guys that are inferior.
Preston Weigel, redshirt sophomore out of Russell, Kansas, had a tech fall against Wyoming on Friday night. Looked about as good as we've seen him also. Moved well, offense looked good. Get a tougher opponent today, no doubt. But hopefully he'll give that effort like we saw again on Friday. Brad Johnson again, 13-9 the record. The Illinois kid, Lockport, Illinois.
Yeah, a little bit like Matt Reed and Clark Glassy. He's been there for 8 years. Good, solid 97-pounder. Top 25, top 28 type of guy. Doesn't have any significant wins this year, but again, he's somebody you have to show up against. Can't take lightly.
And a little, don't intertwine those fingers. And Mike Haggerty getting the 2 197-pounders, a little pep talk. 34 to -1, actually, in favor of Oklahoma State. When you have a team point deducted, you don't usually add it to the home team score, but that's what they've done here on the scoreboard. For those of you in the arena, it says 35-0. Unless they change that.
No, you can't.
Maybe they changed the rule.
All Pirates on the call. Technology, he's letting make sure everybody knows that it's -1. The rules are still the same.
Right.
So you probably know there's no negative on the scoreboard.
Right.
You can't put it up there. So, of course, if in Bedlam, if they could find a way, they probably would find a way to add that negative. Doesn't happen very often. And again, if you feel for Lou Rosselli, again, he's coming here and they've had a pretty good season at this point, but to come into Bedlam number 2 and feel like you've made some progress and look up at the score and you're just getting whipped like this. Again, there's been some good matches, obviously. Right. 25-41, 74, but boy, as soon as they're showing plenty of holes in their lineup. Of course, the Cowboys are pretty good. We've been talking about how good they were all year. Still going to be right in the middle of this thing. And like I said, Penn State may be favored next week, and you hope that you get to 197 on that raised stage, and that's a significant match because Preston Weigel would be favored against his opponent. You'd love to have Austin Schaefer coming back healthy about Wednesday, get a couple of good workouts in, and have him in the wings against that big sophomore from Penn State, Nick Nevels. That might be fun.
So far, this one has been uneventful here at 197. It's going to be 0-0, and there was nobody close to scoring anything in the first 3 minutes. Preston Weigel of Oklahoma State, Brad Johnson of Oklahoma.
You heard the background there. The coach says that's not hard enough. You're not going hard enough. Got to push the pace and heavy hands and 3 minutes of just hand fighting and collar ties, and Preston's got to get some mojo going.
On the whistle, Weigel, the down position, has himself a reversal. Get a quick switch. He's up 2-0.
That was explosive.
Yeah, he is quick for a big man, Preston Weigel. Strong and quick, agile, good athlete. Just needs at times the offense eludes him. Good on top, great on top. Just needs a little bit more on his feet to become the wrestler he can for John Smith and company. A great little switch maneuver there to make it 2-0. And now he's going to work on top. Stalemate called by the official. He'll start him over.
Just a sophomore as well. Boy, he's made a lot of progress.
Right.
Just in the last year. And again, you'd think of, Nolan Boyd was wild when he started. Kind of toned it down. Maybe Weigel can go the opposite and kind of wrestle like this to start with. And maybe by the time he's a junior or senior, get a little wild and use that upper body strength and start locking people up and pinning them.
And I still don't know what happened from December last year till they put him back in the lineup. Just didn't seem like even the same guy at all. Because they tried to give him a job. They tried to find anybody to take that job, including Schaefer.
And I think of the Dirty Dozen when old Lee Marvin was poking old Posey and say, hey, what's the matter? You know, the big, scary guy. It's like, guess what? You learn how to control certain things, and you can be pretty good when you're that much stronger than a lot of people. No reason you can't go out there and wrestle them to the ground and put them on their back. And
well, like I say, he just came on his coming out party. All of a sudden, boom. Hey, the Cowboys found a 97-pounder and wrestled great, Big 12 champion. And he was an eyelash away from being an All-American last year. I mean, he wrestled that well. And Weigel, again, he's so tough in that top position.
And even this year, I mean, obviously, Jaden Cox, the top man, and Brett Farr, who we've seen a couple times. First time Preston was in that match in the third period. You got to give up a takedown, and Lost Farr was much better at the Southern Scuffle in that meeting. But I'll tell you what, Preston, no reason he can't find himself. Another escape with 1 second left. Wow.
John Smith just leans back in his chair and stares straight up at the ceiling in disgust as Weigel, the third Cowboy to give up an escape at the last second of the first period.
And then Johnson's going to choose neutral here. So, again, you feel like Weigels in control. In 51 riding time, it's only 2-1.
Neutral position, both on their feet. Second period action. Preston Weigel up 2-1. Three times the Cowboys, again, giving up an escape with 1 second left in the period. That's the only downer today as the Cowboys are rolling along other than that. Get a fall, and 3 technical falls, a major decision. And 8 for 8 so far in matches. There's a shot underneath. Getting in on the single leg. Johnson has the right leg. Weigel hits the mat. Johnson laying in his lap, hanging onto that right leg. Preston trying to avoid the takedown here. He's in trouble. Preston trying to get back over the top, just couldn't do it. Trying to lock the hands through the crotch, turn it into a scramble, but Johnson drove him right to the mat. So it's 3-2. Brad Johnson with the lead. Zach Esposito on the edge of the mat saying, get up, stand up. Weigel is up to his feet. Johnson draws underneath. Grabs the leg and still has the leg as they're off the edge of the mat. 1:25, the riding time for Weigel. As Brad Johnson got the takedown and trying to run that riding time. Right back down with only 19 seconds to go. Weigel's out with the escape. Johnson takes a shot. He's got the ankle. Weigel turns, kicks his leg free. Weigel's got riding time. He's got a stalling warning there, and that time will run out. It was a scramble. 1:22 riding time is going to get him over the hump.
Yeah, it's too late standing around the first period. You're in those close matches. That can happen. Give up one takedown. All of a sudden, you're in a battle, but Preston again finds a way to win. All that matters, Preston trying to get back in game shape and dodge the bullet there, but boy, too close for comfort there for Preston.
37 to -1 in favor of Oklahoma State. Preston Weigel escapes with a 4-3 win on 1:22 riding time at 197 pounds. Final match coming at you. The heavyweights up next after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Teresa with Wilson Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac, Oklahoma's one-stop shop for everything trucks. February is Chevy Truck Month, so here's your chance to save like never before. The new 2017 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with $11,000 in total savings. At Wilson's, we're also Chevy's only certified elite service department in Oklahoma. Come take a test drive or visit us online at wilsongm.com. Find new roads.
Wilson Chevrolet, Stillwater.
You're at every game, hands in the air, rooting on your team. But who's cheering for you? At Mercy, our primary care doctors are on your side. They coach, they guide, they help you reach your health goals so you can be there for the Cowboys, game after game. It's an entire care team around the clock, always ready to serve. Find your support at mercy.net/Go Cowboys. Visit mercy.net/Go Cowboys. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
Well, we're going to move to heavyweight, and a bit of a surprise for the Cowboys as Derek White weighed in for the Cowboys at 197. Going to get the call here at heavyweight against the Sooner 19th ranked Ross Larson, 15-7, again with 11 falls on the year. And of course, Schaefer is a senior. Tanner Allen has been wrestling heavyweight for the Cowboys. But Cowboys take a look at Derek White today because he may be in the mix next year for this job. It's Schaefer moves on, Roger.
Well, there's also a chance this year, depending on what happens to Schaefer. I don't know how you feel about Derek White or Allen going into heavyweight, but again, White, big, strong kid. He may get the call here, but I don't know, remains to be seen. It all depends on what Austin Schaefer does. And Derek, again, he wrestles like a heavyweight sometimes, those close matches.
Well, we're underway. He's obviously undersized. Ross not a huge heavyweight, but Ross Larson goes about 245, I think. I didn't see the weigh-in today, the numbers. Well, the Sooner heavyweight. Red shirt senior. 11 falls this year among his 15 wins. And the NCAA, the current leader career-wise in falls. He's immediately charging in on the Cowboy. Derek White has the 2-on-1. Steps inside. Boy, nice inside trip and a takedown. Right at the edge of the mat for Ross Larson. Derek White out of Edmond North High School. Started his career in Nebraska. Then wrestling at 197, but getting the call at heavyweight today. On the whistle, Ross Larson immediately runs the leg in on Derek White, gets him down on the mat. Has him up underneath the chin and going to work. A couple of former undersized heavyweights for the Cowboys in the house today. Jim Shields came by to say hello. Cowboys won a national champion. He was an All-American. He was a very much undersized heavyweight. Larson runs the leg back in. The Cowboys have the shutout. The Sooners, of course, trying to ruin that here at heavyweight. The official's going to stop it, so it's potentially dangerous. John Smith is saying, hey, that's illegal. He can't do that. Haven't heard from the coach much today. Hasn't been much to complain about. On the whistle, again, right back with that leg run in there is Ross Larson. He's got White underneath the chin, trying to roll him over. Turks him up, rolls him over, and working on the fall. Derek White in all kinds of trouble against big Ross Larson. Definitely a four-pointer. Larson gets his 4 points. And then right back to work on top. Has a figure four around that right leg. And as Mr. Derek White flat on the mat. Headgear comes loose. The official stops it. Gets up. Derek White's got some blood on his nose also. They want him to go get that cleaned up. Tough duty today. Ross Larson's career record 82-42 coming in. Out of Ankeny, Iowa. Right between Des Moines and Ames. Ankeny, Iowa, the hometown of Ross Larson. Got the blood cleaned up. Derek, right back in trouble. Whistle blows and Larson flattens him out, goes back to work. With Larson up 6-0. Headed toward 2 minutes of riding time as the first period comes to a close.
At 285 pounds, Ross Larson with a 6-0 lead.
So Larson going to go in the down position. The official in talking with Derek White. Larson is up and out, got to his feet, kind of hit our brand standing Granby. Doesn't wrestle like your typical heavyweight, obviously, as we've seen here. Standing Granby's very much a leg rider. Don't see a lot of heavyweights that do that. And he's got a 7-zip lead with riding time holding at 148 against Derek White. Derek 17-7 on the year. Only 1-3 in dual action. Derek, little pass by. He got all the way around behind Larson, but couldn't wrap him up. Yeah, signs of life there for Derek White, though. Nice little pass by attempt. And again, having some headgear issues. Try to get that headgear problem corrected. Cowboys again have won all the matches. We're wrapping up our afternoon as usual at heavyweight. Derek White's got the headgear back snapped. Here we go. Two men head to head. The middle of the mat on their feet. Shaver, Austin Shaver, injured. He defeated Ross Larson 5-2. But Shaver, unfortunately, still in a boot. Hold that right foot, that injured right toe. 7-0 Larson. Second period. He's got a riding time of 148. Buzzer sounds in that period. Derek White has his choice here in the third period. He said, let's go neutral again. Still having issues with that headgear. All right, back at it. Final 2 minutes on the clock, 2 men on their feet. Sooners ruining the Cowboys shutout at the moment. Big Ross Larson has a 7-0 lead, riding time of 148. Undersized Derek White needs a big move or a fall. Get back in this one. Larson hits him in the back of the head, pulls the headgear off. He'll stop it again. John Smith gives up and says, give me another headgear. So he gets another headgear. We'll get Derek White back out on the mat.
The one they give him that snap doesn't work or something.
Also a much smaller headgear.
So the first thing that's kind of gone against the Cowboys today is an equipment issue.
Well, he's got a new headgear. Let's get back in the middle of the mat, see what happens. I just want to see Derek score, I think, at this point. Just do something. Put some points on the board. Yeah, he's trying to. Good thing. Cowboy heavyweight, at least today. Hanging in there. Right now, it is a major decision, however, for Ross Larson, if it winds up the way it is. 45 seconds remaining. Clock continues to roll. They're kind of hit a little dunk there, but nothing there. Larson shoving on him, underhooks him under that left shoulder. Driving him toward the edge of the mat. 18 seconds remaining. They're still working, trying to hit a little pass by there. Didn't happen. 2 seconds. 1:48 riding time. It's going to be a major decision for Ross Larson of Oklahoma. 8-0. And the Sooners avoid the shutout and the 175th Bedlam Series, but the Cowboys are going to win it 37-3. Remember, the Sooners had a -1 already. So even though you got the major decision, it's only worth 3 points on the scoreboard. The Cowboys win it 37-3 is your final score. We'll come back, start to wrap things up at Gallagher-Iba Arena after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
This is Cowboy basketball coach Brad Underwood. The tradition-rich Oklahoma State basketball program attracted my family and me to Stillwater, and we're honored to be part of this fine community. Likewise, we were thrilled to learn Stillwater Medical Center directs award-winning operations for nearly 25 healthcare entities, providing the North Central Oklahoma marketplace unsurpassed care when our citizens need it most. Stillwater Medical Center, keeping you in the game.